E estamos no ar, sejam bem-vindos. Esse é o canal BR Total Games, fazendo aqui a Maratona Plus Deluxe. E vamos jogar o jogo Biomutant. Esse é um teste, né, disponível por somente 2 horas do game aí, então a gente vai conseguir jogar. E eu vou fazer uma parte hoje, talvez eu faça outra parte amanhã. Não vai dar para finalizar o game, infelizmente. Mas quem sabe ele buga, né? Se ele bugar...
How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? End is coming to the new world. The tribes stand divided, in need of someone strong enough to unite them, or bring them all down. This is a story with an unusual beginning. So, let's expect an unusual... Welcome to Biomutant. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Choose a genetic resilience. Choose your fur style. Pick your main color. Choose your detail color. Pick a Deadeye chosen. Pick a class. Commando. Deadeye. Commando. Psy-Freak. Saboteur. Sentinel. Psy-Freak. Command Deadeye. Deadeye chosen. Sounds good. Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that, but for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Seems more like you're being light-headed if you ask me, but you'll come around eventually.
But what comes around
In your nature, and
Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Uppity up up. The oil sludge is everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. You might want to fall back. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
Gabriel Erickson. Por quê? Que é igual a mim. Se é igual a mim, eu vou assim. Então, como é que é o negócio aqui?
The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
Só falta o bigode. Ah, sei que eu sou um gato, né?
Cutting edge.
Entendi. Ó, baixa Pokémon Go pra gente jogar aí, mano. Eu já tô com 3 amigos que jogam. Eu quero saber se tem Pokémon pra batalhar com os meus, né? Isso que eu quero saber.
Toxanol built vessels called arcs to save themselves from the
Já jogou
impending doom.
Rumbleverse? Já?
But
Depois você
was
procura
it
aí.
too late?
Ele
It
vai...
is only from the flight logs of
Ele
the
vai ser
single
lançado,
arc they
acho
left
que
behind
dia
that we
11, se
know
não me
other
engano agora.
arcs traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
Hã? Como assim 11 de junho? Que 11 de junho, meu? Ah, uma mentira. Deixa eu ver. Deixa eu dar uma olhada na época.
Toxanol built vessels called arcs to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single arc they left behind that we know other arcs traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
11 de agosto, cara, Rumbleverse, um dos melhores. Nossa, eu joguei, cara, consegui chegar em primeiro lugar. Perdeu sua conta, né, de tanto hackear, né?
Bolted shut. Need a key?
Então, eu tenho pouco amigo. Eu tô aprendendo ainda, tem coisas que eu tô aprendendo, mas eu tenho bastante Pokémon. Ixi, quebra-cabeça. O que é isso aqui agora? Ah, girar.
There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right, but no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
Olha aí. Ele é, acho que nem é um gato, né? Ele é um guaxinim, sei lá o que é isso. Ele é um mutante também, né? Não é nem definido que ele é. Esse game é pequeno, cara. Esse game tem 8 horas só.
Going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
Parece muito complicado. Caramba.
There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Slash.
Mais Pokémon aí, velho. Tá tutorial aí.
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives.
Se querer um boss aí, cara.
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall. and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
Ele tá falando uma história de uma criança que é uma... Pô, não tem paciência de ler, mano.
Asks if you were tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life. Magic? He claims it's just the force of life, the existence of energy, powering and connecting. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Isso. Que coisa aqui? Agite capim brilhante.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but... You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now the tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the world eaters arrived.
É o que eu tô conversando com ele agora. Cadeirante.
The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive.
Nossa, tamanho do mapa, mas...
His friend Gizmo is working on a Mecton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route.
Aqui a região chama Torresmão.
Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Nocco has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Caramba, 8 horas de gameplay, mas 2 é só de conversa.
You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
Parece que o jogo tem como jogar assim. Eu não sei se esse teste está aberto para todo mundo, né? Mas ele estava aberto para todo mundo, tinha como jogar assim. Você criava uma conta, aí você ia lá, deixava como principal no console e você ia jogando 2 horas em cada conta.
Know that the tree of life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Ah, tá, como é que salva o jogo, marcando território. Uma mijada marca o jogo. Eita peste. Esse não dá pra enfrentar não.
That must be the world eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down.
Foi com coelho e galinha. Coelho e galinha, nada a ver. Ele não sabe nadar não, então não é cachorro não. Nem pra baixo, não sabe nadar. Ah, morri! Morri afogado. Ai, caramba. É, quando o Gabriel tá aqui, as coisas acontecem na água. Trator na água. Planta morre por falta d'água. Bichinho morre afogado. Deixa eu ver. Nossa, onde que eu mijei ali? Foi lá que eu mijei, não foi? Deixa eu ver se a marca tá lá ainda. Não. Eu vi que ele tava nadando, falei, alguma coisa de errado aí. Não entendi.
Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged.
That's a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You
Apaga
don't
essa
have to be so
faísca.
harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
Eu posso escolher se eu quiser. Ah, agora do lado do mal.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Vamos lá na árvore da vida.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's a bridge. Just get over it. Slice and dice. They've restroyed this area, muddied up what used to be muck, as if it wasn't bad enough before the tribe war began. That's the Jagni tribe's fort. Their friendship can be a blessing or a curse, it's up to you. You're either a part of their solution to the tribe war, or part of the problem. Let's see. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Wonders why the Sifu would want to see you, but he'll let you in and give it a try.
Zata is the MUITO tloho. Kariesne stace. Paro,
The Jagni tribe wants to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. They want to vanquish the tribes, as the only way they can guarantee peace is through supremacy. The Sifu is determined to let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life, as it's part of their strategy to cleanse the world and start anew. He welcomes you to the Jagni fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu. The news of a cold-blooded Ronin crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 proceeds. He's referring to your rampage through Bunker 101. It seems you don't mind a bit of blood on your hands. That's something you have in common. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. Sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma invented Wung Fu. Originally, it was based on unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. Jagni doesn't want a new unity between the tribes. Their goal is to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. Says there is some darkness in the best of us, even you, and suggests you embrace that side of you and help them vanquish the tribes and let the World Eaters destroy the Tree of Life. He had a feeling you'd say that. You're not sinister enough to be a Jagni. That big heart of yours makes you weak. He'll give you a chance to change your mind before you leave and asks you to reconsider. Otherwise, you'll be seen as a rival. He recognizes you sometimes need to challenge your mindset to make up your mind. You're a Jagni ally now. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can vanquish the other tribes. The one he wants to deal with first is the Myriad tribe. Their kin must put an end to the war before war puts an end to them. It'll cost bruises and broken bone, but they refuse to be the victim here. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Even if you see the world differently, you must hit them as soon and as hard as you can. The outcome of this war is up to you. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon. Once you've conquered the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu for control of their territory, tribe weapon, and kin. Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul, and can sense you still have it in you, the will to do good. Anyway, you'll pass your old village on your way to the first rival outpost, but we've got no time to be sentimental. War doesn't wait. Says you were a quiet kid and is happy to see you. Let's see.
Nossa. Vem, Gabriel. Vem que eu vou te dar todo porrete. Vem.
Cut that one down.
Vou falar pra ele.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurled. You're hurt bad.
Cara aí, mano.
Right in the face. Ready to take on the world. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your... He understands Wang Fu is hard. That's why your Muma only has 6 disciples. Doing just one thing helps you get more done in less time. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. Why not? There's no better time to do what needs to be done than right now.
Agora sim, agora a gente já aprende a nadar, ó. E já aprendeu? Isso, é só tacar na água que aprende. Ué? Ué? Entendi nada. Apertei um botão aqui e eu afundei. Nossa, como é que nada assim, velho? Não é possível que tá fazendo. Ah, até um tempo. Vou até aprender agora. Na marra. Aprender assim é... Vender assim é melhor ter aprender sozinho. O que eu tenho que fazer aqui, velho?
He says that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learn that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice, lots of practice. Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. She'll see you at the village square. She'll be waiting for you. There will be a surprise for you at the end, too. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that's a part of the coming generation. You owe it to yourself to protect the environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some.
Missão reciclagem, caramba. Ia treinar, pô. Geralmente o pessoal toma banho pra ir treinar, né? Não, eu mexi no lixo. Tinha um de 3 ainda.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says whatever it is, it shouldn't be left lying around on the ground. But that's his point, to take something useless. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start.
Não entendi nada. Que isso, velho? Melhorar? Pô, não, melhoria, cara.
You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He appreciates those able to deliver a sharp remark. He's looking forward. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square right away. You'll continue to build on the basics. Talent will only take you so far. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone. That's all she's ever asked of you, that you'll try and give it your best. You can't do more than that. You've always followed your own path, but they look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going. He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though. There's no way they'll let you pass. He wants to know who you think you are. He says you're right. Nobody can tell him what he can and can't do, and that includes you. She asks if you're hurt. What happened? She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapons. The most important... It's... Is someone close to heart, doing what he does best? He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training. He'll talk to her, sure, but you know she wants you to accept responsibility for your own actions and future. He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics.
Tô umas bugadas aqui que eu tô fechando o olho. Tô com sono. Não entendi essa parte. Eu fiz... Ah, pra cá.
He's curious to see what you found. He says whatever it is, it shouldn't be left forgotten at the bottom of a pile of recyclables.
Igualzinho o pai dele. programa de menu que é esse? Quer sair? Não entendi não. Aqui é uma bomba. Legal, tem um monte de coisa aqui.
The style might be... You should take it with you. Wear it to practice. He's looking forward to seeing... Your Muma says it's about time you got it. Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be. She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much... Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. That's all she's ever asked of you. Been working on a present for you, with the help of... You should go see him and find out what it is.
Caramba, velho, tô fechando o olho, jogando. Esse bicho encapetado que não vem. Dá paulada esse grilo. Esse é um botão pra apertar. Não sei qual. Tá, agora que é
Catchy.
Rumbleena marsamon.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Volakamunum rutna.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech.
Kanamunta.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see.
Andro?
Says it's not a record keeper, more like a companion.
Andro?
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Puri kumbala muma.
Says a good rest makes you ready for tomorrow. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa from setting the world on fire.
Antoro. Can't see. Kamomu.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
Bendnam asil matu.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has... Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present.
Cadê o pai da criança? Sumiu. Tirou tua energia, parece?
You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it.
A nadar na mar.
Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow.
Ixi. Oh, desviei. Ai. Ah. Não creio. Ué, não teve nem como desviar, não entendi essa. Viu, hein? Como é que eu vou salvar ela? O mouse me salvo.
Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you.
Nossa.
The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on.
Pai não viu ela afundar,
Real
não?
sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about.
Pai não, sei lá.
What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
Nossa.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on.
The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet.
Vou subir de nível aqui.
You the prowler.
Mano, salvou. Salvou, mas tem espaço aqui. Entendi não. O bicho tá pegando sono, tá pegando feio aqui. Vou fazer o seguinte, vou encerrar aqui e amanhã continua. Amanhã vai ser a live bem curta. Porque vai ter aí meia hora de live, mais ou menos, esse game. Se eu conseguir bugar, vamos até o final. E só encerramos por aqui. Muito obrigado pela presença, Gabriel. Valeu. E é dia 11, a gente vai jogar o Rumbleverse. Se prepara. Fui.